All right, so what's up? What's the deal, guys? Welcome to JA News.
It's up.
For today's show, we're covering Nike's big release. Was the Travis Scott Mac attack actually a flop? Plus, it looks like a new lawsuit has surfaced in which Nike is targeting a particular YouTuber, and the lawsuit involves counterfeit products as well as self-snitching. And it looks like we could potentially have a Fear of God athletic shock drop on our hands that you guys aren't gonna wanna miss out on, so stay tuned. We got all that plus more, and it's coming right up next. All right, so I appreciate y'all. Salute to everybody for tuning in. Before we get things started, I just wanted to let everybody know I'm gonna be taking some time off here for the holidays, so this will probably be my very last upload. So I just want to thank each and every one of you guys always for all the love and support throughout the entire year. You guys are appreciated. Now, to kick off today's show, we got to talk about these Travis Scott Nike Mac attacks, which released via the Sneakers app. Of course, they did sell out. They're going for, good prices on the resale market, like double the retail. But why would JA say that these are a flop? So, of course, earlier this year, Nike brought the Mac Attack back, which, of course, was a signature model for John McEnroe, a previous tennis star. He's known for his crazy, wild personality and attitude and all that, like getting into arguments with refs, all that. You guys can do your research. So they dropped those earlier this year, and there was some talk about these. Nike hasn't brought them back since back in the day, so there was a little bit of hype surrounding the drop, but I feel like, just like a lot of sneaker releases, they came and went. Of course, Nike, they dropped a bunch of different colorways of the Mac Attack, or should we say the Nike Attack. They did some social status collabs, all that, but it seems like really nobody cared about the drop. But of course, when it comes to this Travis Scott release, the hype beast should be able to come out. Anything that Travis turns to gold, right? Well, maybe not so much this year. So I would say probably back when Astroworld dropped, which was 5-6 years ago. Anything Travis dropped, the hype beast was going crazy for. But I feel like in 2023, going into 2024, the Travis Scott name just doesn't hold the same weight that it used to. No shade or nothing to Travis or whatever, but let's just all keep it real. This new album, it wasn't hitting like Astroworld. Let's just all be real. So with all of that being said, I feel like Travis thought he could just get away with throwing the backwards swoosh on these, and they would be real hot like that. But in my opinion, these joints dropped and nobody's really talking about it. Of course, they did try to do this whole little marketing campaign behind it with the fake fight between Travis Scott and John McEnroe, but it seems like the people wasn't really eating that one up. And although these joints did sell out, they did have resale value, but I really don't see nobody talking about these. So I feel like this is just another release from Nike that is going to be talked about, slightly, before the release, but once these joints drop, they're just going to be forgotten about, and we're just going to move on to the next sneaker release. Now, in my opinion, to give some, constructive criticism, I feel like the rollout could have been done a little better. Nobody was really buying that whole little fake beef with Travis and all that. That was kind of lame. So I feel like what they should have did was drop these at the same time that they dropped the OG pair earlier this year. Remember when we first saw the images? This is when people were first finding out that Travis was going to be putting out his first all original Jordan silhouette. So there was a lot of hype surrounding Travis releases. I feel like they would have dropped this Travis version alongside the OG pair. Would have brought a lot more excitement and hype to the release. People that would have missed out on the Travis pair would definitely go ahead and scoop up the OG pair. And I feel like it would have just brought, a lot more attention and created a movement behind this release. But anyways, this is how it went. We had the OG pair drop earlier this year. We had the Travis joints drop today, and it looks like the hype surrounding Travis releases is kind of at an all-time low, if you ask me. He's just on the verge of dropping his new Jumpman Jack first all-original silhouette, but it seems like he's not really doing much to prove the critics wrong. They say Travis can't really put out anything, besides those Jordan 1. So we'll see what the future holds for 2024, as Jordan Brand has plans to put out several colorways of the Jumpman Jack. And it looks like we're now finding out that they're also putting out more pairs of the Travis Jordan 1 lows, maybe because they feel like all the other releases won't have a big impact. Let me know what you guys think down below. And did you go for the Travis Scott Mac attacks? Did you have any success on today's release? let me know down below. And speaking of Nike, I'm sure you guys probably heard of this new lawsuit where Nike's going at YouTuber Cetus, however you say his name. He's basically like one of these YouTubers that promotes like fakes, like on TikTok, IG, YouTube, all that. You know the new game, like these new kids that be on the fake game or whatever. So it looks like Nike, they ain't playing. They have sued Bape this year. They also sued New Balance, Skechers. They're just suing everybody, and now they're coming at these fake YouTubers and content creators as well. So you guys can check out all of the legal documents over on Sneaker Legal's Instagram account. I believe there's like 68 pages or so, but basically just the first claim says defendant Eben Fox is a social media influencer who goes by the alias Cetus. Fox brazenly promotes and sells counterfeit Nike goods on his various social media channels and apparently believes he can engage in illegal conduct with impunity. That is not the case. Yo, their attorneys are funny as hell. So there's literally 68 pages worth of claims. They got screenshots from like his Discord, from his YouTube channel, all that. So Nike is not playing no games. And I gotta say, this dude, he's pretty stupid because he's pretty much self-incriminating himself. If you go over to his YouTube page, his YouTube channel, he literally has a video titled "I Return Fakes to Nike." What the hell is going on? So apparently, like, he bought a fake pair of the Nike Air Force Ones and returned them to the Nike store for like $100 refund or something like that. So Nike is asking him and one of his buddies or whatever, one of his co-defendants, I guess you could say, to stop everything they're doing, stop promoting fakes, stop wearing fakes, all that. So it looks like their career in the sneaker world could possibly be over. Of course, we'll see how this thing goes, but I'm not thinking my man, he's a smart YouTuber. I don't think he got millions of dollars, to throw against Nike unless like this fake sneaker game that he's been a part of has been super lucrative. Hey, you never know. And it looks like on top of Nike wanting him to cease all of this fake sneaker activities, it looks like they are also looking to determine how much profits he's been making off of all of this stuff and are looking to actually sue them for 3 times the amount. So this is a wild story. Let me know what you guys think down below, and stay tuned for more updates on this crazy matter between Nike and some small time YouTuber. And lastly, it's looking like we could potentially possibly have a Fear of God shock drop on our hands. So yesterday, of course, I gave you guys an update on my review for the Fear of God Basketball 1. Just giving you a little more of a thorough review, just my thoughts, kind of updating you on the sizing as well as the durability after rocking these joints for a couple of times. And it's funny to know that a lot of you guys agree with me about the whole sizing thing, and I'm not the only person that one foot is bigger than the other. So I'm just referring to like the toe box. I mentioned how with my left toe it's a little bit tighter, but with my right foot they fit just fine or whatever. So I'm just really glad to know that a lot of you guys agree with me on that. So as far as the Fear of God Basketball joints, definitely satisfied with my purchase, but it looks like one of y'all hit me up and they do want to remain anonymous, but they told me we could potentially have a Fear of God shock drop on our hands. So we talked about this pair. I also mentioned that white pair, which I was feeling like they could potentially be a friends and family pair, since we've seen Jerry recently gifting those pairs out to some friends and family or whatever. So I didn't know if they were going to just remain as friends and family or possibly be a part of the second Fear of God release. So it looks like Adidas and Fear of God Athletics will officially be calling that pair cream white. So it's pretty much just like a triple white version of this sneaker, but I don't know what it is. It's just something about the all white version that just like gives a complete different vibe, to this shoe. I haven't really looked at them in detail, but just something about that all white looks like, I don't know if they have like used a different material or what, but there's just something about that all white heavenly vibe. I don't know if y'all feel me or not, but I still feel like these joints are superior. But according to my new anonymous source, we'll see how true this actually is. We'll see if this is a legit source, so take this all with a grain of salt. But he's saying that we could potentially get that cream white pair as a shock drop coming up on Christmas. So it looks like we could have a Fear of God Christmas surprise on our hands. But before we get too excited, before we jump the gun, let's just go ahead and wait and see if it actually turns out to be true. And if it does, it looks like I got a new Fear of God source on our hands. Just like, the old Yeezy days when I was giving y'all all the Yeezy leaks. I'm gonna be hitting y'all with them new Fear God leaks as well. Well, we'll see if Buddy actually turns out to be legit or not. So I feel like if they do a shock drop for Christmas, that'll be exciting, especially if it's a limited release. You know, that'll be something for all the haters that feel like this joint ain't hot like that or whatever. If they sell out and shock drop on Christmas, that'll be a big impact, in my opinion, for this release. But regardless, I feel like these joints are hot, and I think at Christmas, you know, shock drop of those cream whites would be a real cool surprise from Adidas and Fear God. So let me know what you guys think down below. Again, drop your thoughts on this sneaker. What do y'all think about Nike suing this YouTuber? And did you go for them Travis Scott Mac Attack joints? Also, if y'all haven't noticed, I've been switching up the format. You know, we've been going crazy with JA News for half the year about. I think I've been doing it for like 6 months, almost every day. But recently I kind of switched up the format, you know, from doing the multiple news topics to just focusing like on one single topic. And that's just because of like the big impact that, you know, Ye's new album with the new Yeezy sock shoe drop, as well as this Fear of God Athletics drop. You know, it's just like a whole bunch of new info coming in. So we just did one topics, but let me know if you guys prefer me sticking to just one single topic, or if you like the JA News format where we do multiple stories. So salute, guys. We're gonna wrap things up right here. Again, I want to wish y'all a happy holiday. I'm gonna be off for a few days, but we'll be back with the latest and greatest here in the world of sneakers. So salute to everybody. I'm JA. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.